Hello students of class 9, this is Vandana Akka, and I believe that we have finished the first lesson of geography, that is the distributional map. We have understood the distributional maps and its types. The types are the dot method, the choropleth method and the isopleth method. We also did various activities to understand all these three methods well. Now it is time to discuss the question answers of the lesson. So let's begin. The first question in the textbook here is question number 1. Give reasons why following sentences are right or wrong. That means we are supposed to write down the reasons whether the answer, whether the given sentence is right or wrong. The first one. The main aim of distributional maps is to show location. So the answer is wrong. The main aim of distributional maps is to show the distribution of variables. Second, in choropleth maps, only one value is assigned to the sub-administrative unit. The answer is right. So that there is no confusion. To avoid confusion, the answer that you will write is the statement here is, the sentence here is right. So you will write right, and then in next to the word right you will write down that to avoid confusion, that's it. In the third sentence, in choropleth maps, colors or tints, that is shades, do not change according to the values of the variables. The answer is wrong. So what is the explanation? They change according to the values of the variable. This becomes easy to find the difference among the sub-administrative units. So this is the reason that you will write down to the sentence number 3. Now the fourth one. Choropleth maps are used to show altitudes. The answer is wrong. Which maps are shown to show the altitudes? It is the isopleth maps. So we are supposed to write down the answer this way. Wrong. Choropleth maps are used to show variables like the population of human, cattle, etc. Fine. Now the fifth one. Isopleth maps are used to show population distribution. So is it right or wrong? It is wrong. They are used to show distribution of variables like rainfall, altitude, temperature, etc. In dot method, every dot should have an appropriate scale. Again, the answer is wrong. Here, the explanation is, in dot method, every dot should have an appropriate value. Okay, not the scale, but the value. Seventh one. Isopleth maps are not made using isolines. So the answer is, it is again wrong. Isopleth maps are made using isolines to show varying, that is, I'll spell varying, varying difference in a variable given. Fine. Now the next one. Distribution of various geographical elements can be shown using dot method. So now the answer is wrong. Distribution of single variable. Distribution of single variable can be shown using dot method. Means we cannot show more than one variable, distribution of more than one variable in the dot method. If we are showing the distribution of population, means it has to be only distribution of population throughout the map. We cannot show distribution of temperature, we cannot show the distribution of crops in this method. Now question number 2, answer in brief. Explain the use and types of distributional maps. The answer to this particular question is on the first page. Let me open the page. Here. Distribution of temperature, rainfall, population, etc. is shown on the map according to the data of the variables of these variables. These maps are useful to explain the distribution of these variables in the region. Such maps easily bring out the patterns of distribution. So our answer is still here. Okay, let me once again read the question. Explain the use and types of distributional maps. So first of all, when we write down the answer, we are supposed to write down the types of distributional maps. So you will begin the answer this way. The distributional maps is divided into 3 types. They are dot method, choropleth method, isopleth method. After you have written down these 3 names, then you will write down this answer. Okay, what are the uses of distributional maps? So the answer is here. Distribution of temperature, rainfall, population, etc. is shown on the map according to the data of these variables. These maps are useful to explain the distribution of these variables in the region. Such maps easily bring out the patterns of distribution. Only till here. Now the second question. Differentiate between choropleth maps and isopleth maps. This is the second question. I will dictate the answer. I will just try to make you understand the difference between the 2 methods. So you will make 2 columns and write down, in the first column you will write down choropleth method, and in the second column you will write down isopleth methods. Now in choropleth method, the first point that you will write is shades or black and white patterns are used to show the distribution of a variable. In isopleth method, the first point you will write is lines are drawn to show the distribution of a variable. The second point below the choropleth map, variables like population of human, cattle, crops, etc. can be shown. So in the second point we discussed which are the variables that can be shown using the choropleth method. So we can show the distribution of population, distribution of human population, distribution of cattle population, distribution of crops, and etc. Okay, now let's find out what are the variables that are shown using the isopleth method. So in isopleth column, the second point you will write is variables like temperature, rainfall, altitude, etc. can be shown. Now let's come back to the choropleth method. The third point below this method is one value for each sub-administrative unit is considered. And the third point in the isopleth method, there is no sub-administrative unit. So you will write down sub-administrative unit is not considered. is not considered. Children, if you have any doubts, please write to me regarding these answers, okay? You please write down to me on WhatsApp. Now, the next. Um, the next question is, so this was answer number 2, where we wrote down 3 points of each of the methods. Now, third question. Explain with reasons the method which is best suited to show the distribution of population in a region. So, distribution of population, here's the answer. Distribution of population can be shown using dot method and choropleth method. But the choropleth method is best suited to show the distribution of population in a region using shades or black and white patterns with the help of class intervals. You know what class intervals are? These are the class intervals. So with the help of class intervals, it is easy to show the distribution of a variable on the map, whereas in dot method, counting of the dots becomes difficult in highly populated areas where the dots are very close to each other. That's the answer. You can see the answer is still this much, but I'm just trying to show you this particular figure. Here a map, dot method map is shown here. We can see that the dots are so close to each other, so very close to each other. Here they are almost, see how close they are over here, isn't it? And also they are so close to each other over here, so it is very difficult to count those dots and find out the total population of that particular sub-administrative unit. Hence, the dot method is not so easy. So the choropleth method is the best suited method to show the distribution of population in a region. This is the answer. Now let's discuss the next question. Question number 3. Which method will you use for the following information? Taluka wise wheat production in the district. So we can show this with the help of, can we show with the help of dot method? No, we cannot show that, isn't it? Can we show with the help of isopleth? No, not at all. And then what is left? It is the choropleth map. So we just indicate it with the alphabet C. Next, in your notebook, you are going to write down the whole spelling. Choropleth. Okay. Now the next, distribution of the altitude of the land in the district. Altitude means height, elevation. So which method is used to show this? It is the isopleth. Isopleth. Now the next, distribution of domestic animals in the state. What can we use to show? It is population, no? So we can show it with the help of dot method, dot and choropleth also. The distribution of population density in India, again with the help of dot and choropleth. Children, you are going to write down the full spellings. Here I am falling short of place, so I am just writing down the initials. Temperature distribution in Maharashtra state. So it is again isopleth. So this is the so these are the question answers that we discussed today. So let us quickly discuss the fourth question also. Study. Now this is the map. Study the population of distribution map of study the population distribution map of Kolhapur district and answer the following questions. So this is the map of Kolhapur district. Fine. After that, what is the first question that they say? Which method has been used to show the distribution of population in the district? It is so simple. We see all dots here in the map. Hence, the answer is dot method. Dot method. Now the next question. Explain the direction-wise distribution of population from dense to sparse. From dense, that means from highly populated regions, areas, to the less populated region. Okay, so explain the direction wise distribution, direction wise, from dense to sparse. So dense is here. Okay, this, the densely populated region is here. Which region, direction is this? It is the eastern part. It is the eastern direction. And where is it sparse? In the western direction. So we will write down from east to west. From east to west. So the answer is from east, from. Okay, we should write from east to west. Then what is the population shown in the largest circle? Which place is that? Largest circle in the map. Where is that? Of course, here. It is here. This is the largest circle. And they ask us what is the population shown in, shown by the largest circle. So the largest circle, what does it indicate? What is the population? It is 20 lakhs. So you will write down the answer 20 lakhs. And what do they ask further? Which place is that? So let us take a close look. Okay, it is Kolhapur town. It is Kolhapur city. But which taluka is that? It is Karveer taluka. So you will write down Karveer taluka. Which taluka has the least population? If you look at the map carefully, you will at once, immediately notice there is only one, one taluka which has the least population of all, and I can see it is Gagan Bavda here in the western part of the district. Gagan Bavda. So the answer to the last question is Gagan Bavda is the taluka which has got the least population. So with this, children, we complete the question answers of lesson number 1, distributional maps. Please complete your notebooks, and if you have any queries, please write to me on the school's WhatsApp group. Till then, see you tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.